I'm Disco Sheep from HOWLA, the Center of Esports, and we're here interviewing Révenge. How are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing just fine. Thanks for coming on with us. The first thing I want to ask you about is your gaming background. What has your League of Legends career been like up to this point?
So I started playing around 6 years ago when I was in like seventh grade, so I was like really young. And before that, I was playing like COD 4, RuneScape, like nothing really like similar to League of Legends. I mean, they were like competitive, but they weren't really like anything to the scale League was. And I guess I just stayed hooked because it got good really quick, and I'm still playing now, obviously, even without my intentions to go pro, but just playing at a high level.
Yeah, you're obviously a very talented player. You've experienced in several roles in the game. What made you decide to main top lane over the other roles?
So when I first started playing, or I guess like getting popular in high elo or staying in high elo, I was just playing Riven, and she's a champ that can just snowball really easily and just like completely crush like who you're laning against, and like I kind of like that feel, like knowing like I won the game because I beat my top laner and I did more work than him around the map, and I just really felt that when I played Riven. And so then I also learned Yasuo, and I started learning other like hyper carry top laners, and that just stuck with me. And like since I knew all the other top lane matchups and all the matchups because I played Riven, I was able to just like translate into that role a lot easier than like any other role. So I just stuck to that, and yeah, and then I also just off-rolled mid lane. Like I still play mid lane now. I play some champs like really well, like LeBlanc and Rise. Like they're probably like I could play them at the highest level. And yeah.
You've played most of your games this season on carry top laners, which goes along with the style that you said. Riven, Jason, Fiora are your three most played champions on your main account this season. Did the lack of consistent carry opportunities from top lane in terms of the competitive meta and having to play more tanks influence your decision to not go professional?
Um, I would say it was like a little part of the reason. I definitely took into consideration like having to play tanks like most of the games. Like I would, obviously I watch LCS. Obviously, like I did sub in for some scrims and stuff for like really good teams, and like for the most part like I would have to play like really boring tanks, and that wasn't really like what I was known for, but I was still be able to do it. And that wasn't really like that wasn't really like an essential reason as to why I didn't choose to go pro, but it still did play a factor in my decision.
Lots of uh, lots of Maokai scrims, I can assume.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Yeah, that must have been
Glad
really
he's like gone.
yeah, that must have been really different for you. There's always been this discussion that North America has difficulties developing their own talent at the level the other major regions can. But recently, we've seen guys like Acadian and Contracts show off impressive levels of play in their rookie splits. What is your opinion on the notion that NA can't develop their own talent compared to the other regions?
I think NA definitely can develop their own talent. It's just going to take more time and more resources, I guess, to like, and trust as well from like the current teams in LCS to be willing to try to get those scouts, but like, or try to scout out those people. But at the same time, like the NA culture is just completely different than like, comparing to like Korea, for example, where gaming is just like completely accepted as like this norm and like just completely a part of like their culture now.
Right.
And in North America, that's still like developing. So more people, like people don't really go into, like I'm sure Acadian and Contract, same thing. They didn't go or start playing this game with the intention of going pro. Like some people in say like Korea would, like they might have started playing that game, being really bad, but having that motivation to get good and like willing to put in the resources and time, instead of going to school or instead of like spending time with friends outside or doing things like that, they chose to play this game because of their dedication and motivation, and stuff like that's just going to come along, I guess, like over time. But I guess for now, it's possible still. Like there's still people out there like Contracts and Acadian who do rise up, and it's rare right now, but it's only going to increase. Like it'll only get better from here.
Well, you've made the choice to not pursue a professional career. You're still ranked very highly on the ladder. I think you're 8 right now at the time of this recording, and
Hmm.
you'll obviously still, like you said, continue to play the game. Are there any tips you have for top laners looking to climb? What's been your biggest key to success in terms of getting to the highest level and then staying there?
It would probably be learning like a few champs and getting really good at those few champs and knowing them just like like completely and all their mechanics and all their matchups and everything. And then that way it's like a gateway to starting to learn like the game. Because once you start to learn the game and the map and what to do, when to do it, and how to help your teammates, that's like I guess like the factor that gets you from low master to like just to rank one. Like that's like once you start to know the game and know like the little details that you think might not matter that end up like influencing the game so largely, that's what like ends up getting you to the top. And if you're not focusing on like your champion's mechanics and like the little like things like laning, like the basic stuff, like once you have all that down and you could put more of your focus on like the map, how to play the game, then it's like, oh well, oh I haven't been doing this, or oh maybe we should do this, and this will help us win the game. And those things is what will actually like help you in the game. And it's not all about like laning, you know what I mean? And once you take the like I guess extra focus off of that, you can focus on like the other things, and like that'll help you climb a lot easier. It just takes time and playing more as well.
In your tweet longer, explaining your decision to go to college instead of pursuing a professional League of Legends career, you said that throwing away your dream educational opportunity for an erratic career would be a foolish choice. Do you think that the LCS doesn't set up a proper livelihood for its players, or what do you think is the main factor that makes esports such an erratic career path?
Well, I I wouldn't really blame it as much on Riot. Like, yeah, I do think it could be influenced by them, or that or I guess being erratic is influenced by them because of them changing like the patches and stuff like that, and like that could change someone's playstyle. Like, for example, AD carries at one point being more support style. Like, Piglet just moved to mid lane. You know what I mean? Um, like Riot has that control, and that to me is erratic. And but I also think that the game itself or the career itself doesn't really lead or yeah, it doesn't really lead to you guaranteeing your job because if you start making or if you just decide to have like a bad split, for example, that will impact you so much. Like it could get you benched, and then other teams could not want you. And like, for example, like I could look at Golden Glue for example. Like, he's been around for so long. He played in NACS. He had a really bad split in LCS, and now he's going to Korea to practice. And he has no guarantee of getting a job back when he comes back. And that to me is like kind of scary because like I don't want to waste time of my life, I guess, because like all this time I'm spending, if I did fail, is just like a huge sidetrack on my life. And I know people would argue it's like a dream thing to follow, but at the same time, like I still could have a lot of dreams to pursue, which I do going to college. So it's just more secure for me to follow a dream that isn't going to just that could just completely like change and leave me, I guess, like gone and unhappy in any second. I guess if I don't know, it's just not for me. I guess.
In your tweet longer, you also mentioned that you don't really have a lot of support in terms of gaming from your family. Do you think that if your parents were more supportive, that that would have changed your decision at all, or would you have come to the same conclusion on your own?
I definitely think it would have changed my decision. Like I probably would have ended up doing it, but it's not because they were the reason that like forced me to not do it, but it's because of them that I was able to like not be as biased and just kind of take a step back and think about all my decisions and all my alternatives and like what I should do because they told me to step back and think, but it wasn't because oh they told me you can't go pro. They did really not want me to go pro. Like they would have made it really difficult for me to, but that wasn't really what was like stopping me. It was more so like the big influence from them was kind of making me step back and like realize what like I was actually doing, and that to me was important because it made me like realize, damn, like I shouldn't throw away these opportunities. I have to do this because I think that I think that it's just better for my life in general to just go through with the opportunities that I had. So that's just what I ended up doing. And yeah, if they did, like, if they for sure, if they told me like, oh, we 100% support you, go do LCS, you don't even have to think about anything else. Like, just go do this. This is your passion, whatever. I definitely probably would have been playing in the summer split.
Well, in that case, will we be seeing you play in any LoL circuits or collegiate League of Legends whatsoever?
Probably not. It depends. Like, I'm not sure if the college I'm going to has a collegiate team, but I know I was offered from different colleges. Like, I know a popular one's RMU, and uh, sorry about that. And I decided that it wasn't really for me. Like, I wasn't trying to play with people who were low elo, or I guess like put as much practice into a team environment for collegiate. Like, once I'm in the college setting, because it's just too much to like have to juggle at that point, and I just wasn't really interested.
Okay, thank you so much for the interview, Revenge. Much appreciated on our end. Is there anything that you'd like to say to any of your fans or supporters?
Thank you guys for like. I guess I'm sorry as well for like leading you guys on and saying I was gonna be the NA talent and I guess like getting up there and just like teasing you all. But I still hope you guys can support me and support my decision. And I'll still be playing in solo queue, and you guys will still see me like on streams and stuff, and even my own stream sometimes. But yeah, just thank you for, I guess, still supporting me while I was there and when I was going to do it, and still hopefully some of you continuing to support me. And yeah, thanks for that.
For everything else League of Legends, you can head to HOWLA.com.
Gaming news, blogs, and videos. Howla has it all. Go to www.howla.com for more information.